over time you realize that there's some evil in the world as you start to develop these weird fetishes when it comes to the books that you read. You become slave to, in this case, Emperor Talu VII, who forces a series of performances that you're more than willing to be a part of. So you create this LED panel that can broadcast your vision of a city in the desert, the performance being the casino itself, as architected by Saul Bellow. Other creators taking turns giving their impressions of Africa until you're not even on the same continent anymore. You're in your own world as cosmic rays shoot out of your skull and things start to escalate, but you know what? Advertisements for myself. He does this famous critique of other writers, his peers, and he basically just trashes them, but I think he says something about Bellow. Yeah, here it is. It's in the spooky art. He's super impressed with Henderson the Rain King, except at the very end where he says that Bellow flinched. And that's the problem with Bellow, is that he's fundamentally this warm and gooey guy. It's like this chummy salesman that sits next to you on an airplane, and sometimes you just want him to shut the fuck up. You can tell in this book's shadows that even Mailer went on his own journey. Maybe Henderson being the sort of negative muse. Of course, Mailer takes it too far. I think there's like this 200-page incestuous blowjob in here, but at least it's still feasible compared to someone like Roussel, who was breaking the laws of physics left and right to where you can pretty much build an entire book out of one of these concepts, like this one here, which was assigned reading in high school. I remember going to the teacher and being like, bitch. And she was like, no, you're absolutely right, Eddie. Why don't you go pick your own book? So, of course, being a douchebag, I picked whatever book had won the National Book Award that year. I should be like, yo, check this out. Instead of a narcissistic male character, I'm going to write the most fully realized female narrator in the English language, which I think he actually said in an interview. He actually did kind of pull off in a way, except goes too far, and it's like talking about periods and writing this guy's cock. Probably be more interesting as gender studies. So both these books take the Eurocentric approach, but you can tell that because they usually have a king as a main character or the idea of a utopia. So I was like, you know what, let's just flip the script to maybe something not just more Afrocentric, which is usually about imperialistic oppression. I'm talking about something more Afrofuturistic where we got ghosts and shit. I picked this one. Oh, reality was actually 1950s. So I took it all the way back to this book, which was written, well, it seemed like centuries ago, but it's actually in the 1950s. This book is so primordial that it seems to be learning the language that's simultaneously being used to tell itself. Really mess with people, but that's the joy of this. To me, it's like this shit-covered gem where you get these special flavor crystals punching you in the mouth. Nigerian, so you know it's good. Give us a fried antelope, motherfucker. The characters in this book, where you think they would be, terrified because they're being held for ransom by the emperor, actually just seem to get off more on showing off their inventions and performances, as you imagine Roussel was when he was coming up with them. Maybe the best course of action is to depart from the herd and get the fuck out of Africa, like what this guy did, and go someplace cold, because your wrists are always fucked up from doing idiotic things like editing the fuck out of recordings.
You are the Watchers. I am the creator here. I am the God. I am God. You are nothing. I am God.
Try to bury the fetishes, but they end up coming back even stronger, becoming not only obsessions, but these portals that can lead into other dimensions. Just as the God cries to see you walk away, as you obliterate what's human inside, to where even through your sobbing, you feel like a climax is on the horizon.
Don't niggas don't wanna start shit. Buck to the bang. Sending bullets to the brain, nigga. Yeah. A nigga that always had my city with me. Now who was the nigga that put in the plastic? Nigga that thought he could die. That nigga slipped, that nigga's blasted. I'm a man from the land, never ran. I stand with gun in hand. If you come a little bit closer, I can turn you into sand. Now follow me now, road stroll down to Cleveland. We're thuggin', we're thieving. People in the deep and the blood is seeping. Got niggas in adness, for niggas in badges. We say bang. They hit the tip, I make lit. St. Clair ain't shit, the fuck with pumping. Cause they been bucking, dumping and bloody body. Me never do one nigga fuck with the tongue. We coming to shoot up your posse. My niggas, they coming up out the wood to get the goods. Supposed to be thuggin', one till I die. That's from coming up in my hood. Wicked love. Gonna get pep, like my gun. Bust one, they done. Cleveland is where we from. Hard stuff, I take some khaki when jackets on